just something that implied that I was a runner because I ran 3 marathons. I'd always kind of stop like, I'm not really a runner. I don't like running. I hate running. I kind of stopped saying I hate running after the 3rd marathon. But if someone said, Sean over there, he's a runner, he'll help you out with such and such, I'm like, who? Sean? Where? Sean? Where? Oh, that's me. Really? Nah, man. I hate running. Hey guys, Sean here. Today I'm going to be talking about running for those that hate running. And I feel like there's no better person for doing that than someone that has lived it, that being me. As I'm recording this, I've ran 4 marathons, including the virtual one last year. I have a running podcast through Any Given Run Day, cheap plug. And new episodes that come out every Monday to continue that cheap plug, as well as running based fitness app through Any Given Training Day. We do a bit of personal training and stuff through there as well. I swear this not all gonna be about plugs and stuff. And we have an Instagram channel as well at Any Given Training Day. Okay, I'm done. I suppose the most surprising part to the old Sean of a few years back would be that now I have non-Jordan running runners. So my running runners, my Hoka 1-1s, somehow they're not Jordans. That would be the most surprising to me, because I was the guy who absolutely hated running. Right now is a far cry from how I approached my first marathon back in 2017. Yes, I ran that marathon wearing a pair of Jordans, and back then I would dread the long runs. I hated running. I hated running in general, but I really hated the long runs. That they were just, they were as boring as hell. Didn't matter what album I was listening to. Those long runs, man. To motivate myself to do those long runs, I'd aim to get to the Phoenix Park probably around 9 a.m. or so, because I used to do 10:30 boot camps out there at the time. So I put myself on that time constraint. Look, get out there, trying to get them done, trying to get at least an hour in before the boot camp would start. And when I was doing it, like every few minutes I'd be glancing down like run app, see how far I'd gone, how far I'd left, and I'd just keep glancing. Okay, I'm on track to do this. And, you do the maths and stuff in your head, but it wasn't a fun kind of, if I keep this pace, I'll hit this by this time. I was like, oh jeez, this is done already. Where could I be by 10 o'clock or something before I get a bit of a stretch and a bit of food before I start the boot camp? And I was just concentrating over and over again on pace, on running, how it would affect the marathon. It was just kind of like, I'm not going to be able to keep this pace. And it was just all negative. And on top of that, an hour running felt like 3 hours, because I had gone, before I'd done 2K, not 2K, sorry, I'd done up to 10Ks, but I never really challenged myself to do 10Ks at certain times. So running was just if I run 10K, I could run all day. I know I had that mentality, and that's the way I looked at it. But then when you put a time constraint on it, or you had to do a certain pace and push yourself a little bit harder to get those 10Ks or 12Ks, 13Ks, I start getting into territory that I never ran that distance before. That monotonous, just one foot in front of the other. An hour of running felt like 3. It was just so long, and I absolutely hated it. Of course, I needed to do it for the marathon. And two things really changed over the years in terms of my approach for those long runs. One being the consistency in building up the miles. It was on again, off again, but over time that consistency built. And when you've ran enough half marathons beyond, regardless of fitness, it'll never seem as long as when you first start in that first half marathon. I remember my first half marathon back, building towards the marathon in Dublin in 2017. Myself and Eric ran in the Kilkenny half marathon. A lot of hills, but in the middle of nowhere. And to me, to this day, that still feels as long as the full marathon. Maybe not the first time, but as the subsequent ones, because it just felt so long. It took us a little under 2 hours to do it, but it felt like a lot longer. Whereas now it's completely different. And the second thing is just as important as that over time, I've learned to embrace the long run and to I really started to enjoy the long run, because back in 2017, it was just all about doing the marathon, the sake of do it, that's it, done, never more, never have to do it again. And of course, I wanted to do it in the 4 hours. And did I say I hated running? Absolutely hated running. And they're all poor reasons to do a marathon. Whereas now it's different. I do it, yes, to challenge myself, but sometimes my pace when I'm doing my long runs on a Sunday, I just stick on whatever music I want, and I just cover up the Garmin and I just go for it. And my pace is judged by how I feel. Now, when I build up towards the big event and stuff like that, when the pace matters a bit more, I will look at pace and stuff, and I will judge it. But I go out to enjoy it now more so than I don't let the numbers on that Garmin, define my run, whether it was a good run or bad run. I just enjoy it, let the mind wander, process a few different things going on, and then just take it all in. Especially now the weather getting brighter, that's getting a lot easier to do. Like I said, there's a time and place where you push yourself towards your goals, but Sundays, not really many events come up right now. It's a great time just to enjoy it and getting all the benefits of running, and that just comes with consistency, getting out there pretty much only every Sunday, and over time I know that long run is going to get faster if I keep going out there each and every Sunday, and it's just trying to embrace that journey and try to enjoy it. And that's pretty much like those two contrasts between 2017 and now. That took me a long time to get to that shift in mindset for running. I wish I could tell you it just happened overnight. It didn't. It took me a long time to get that mindset shift. Because my first few years, like the first year I did it was just trying it on the 4, failed miserably. Second year got very close to under 4, thought I was done, never wanted to do it again, was an awful pain afterwards, and injuries and stuff followed. Third year I got under 4, and then my mindset shifts. Like I got under 4. Ooh, what's next? Actually, that wasn't as bad as I thought it was, and I didn't feel as sore doing the third one as did the previous two. Learned a lot of mistakes while doing that I'm glad to coach on to others right now. But like I said, even after the third one, actually, if someone would say to me, hey, just something that implied that I was a runner because I ran 3 marathons, I'd always kind of stop, like, I'm not really a runner. I don't like running. I hate running. I kind of stopped saying I hate running after the third marathon, but if someone said, Sean over there, he's a runner, he'll help you out with such and such, I'm like, who? Sean? Where? Sean? Where? Oh, that's me. Really? Nah, man, I hate running. And that's a phrase we've all heard a lot of people say. And when you think about it, what's not to hate? Like, you start running, your lungs start burning up, you start feeling out of breath, you can't run far. What's not to love? But you learn over time to stick with it. You learn that you find it more tolerable. If you give yourself time, if you don't do what I did. And what I did was I set the goal straight away. I set the time straight away. And I read why you shouldn't do that. But I'm a guy. Guys are dumb and I'm stubborn. But if you give yourself time, if you're patient with it, if you start off slow in your run, start at a conversational pace, like even if your jog is the same pace as your walk, and just nice and easy on the toes, slow conversational pace, and slowly build it up over time, you'll start to love and appreciate running a lot more than if you just go hell for leather, lungs burning up, and next thing you know you want to fall into the nearest ditch. I feel like getting sick. But like, imagine like putting that towards something else, just to compare and contrast, I suppose. Like, imagine every time like you started to learn how to drive, and imagine every time was getting behind the wheel of a car. Instead of just learning how to drive, was a driving test, and you're putting yourself under that much pressure. Everything has to be right first time. You have to be at a perfect pace first time. Shifting through gears, making turns, looking every which way, and all the rest, and being safe. Everything else that comes with your driving test. I still shudder thinking my driving test back in the day. Driving tests back in the day. That's a story from another podcast. But if you did that every time, you'd just be. Like, you wouldn't take up driving. You'd be sick of it after a couple of lessons if you had that much pressure on yourself. Like, no. And that's the same what people do with their runs. They're like, they put so much pressure to be so good straight away. It's like, no, take a step back, guys. Be patient with your running. Slowly build it up over time. Ease into it. And over time you're going to get more energetic with your running. And it will get easier. But you just have to be patient. I say all this, but it wasn't until the COVID restrictions kicked in, after I had an injury, I messed up my calves again, going for a 5k PB, that I realised how much I relied on running, and I was cracking up without it. Like, I didn't realise, like, I was running out, like the first couple of weeks of lockdown last year in 2020, where we had the great weather. I was running 3-4 days a week. I was doing online workouts and stuff like that, but my actual strength training has stopped, unfortunately, because I just wasn't thinking. I was just like, make the most of this good weather, get out there, run. I was pushing myself as hard as I could. And when I got injured, which was going to happen, which happened to a lot of us, I was like, I was in a bit of a slump because I had nowhere for this outlet, and I didn't realize until I was out there that I used it to clear my head. It was like just active meditation. I was just clearing my head, whatever's going on in terms of business or family or friends, or how long restrictions were getting extended and all the rest. I was able to process that as I ran, clear the head, come up with something new in terms of ideas for the businesses and stuff like that, and just be like, okay, now I'm a little bit more focused. I've stepped a step back. I feel better. I'm after running. The endorphins are running. Literally, that's where that runner's high started to come in, because I really thought that was a myth until recently enough. And I was like, right back at it. But then when I wasn't running, that all went, and I had no outlet, and I just felt like I just fell into a slump. And I didn't realize until I was gone out of the running. But, and here's the other thing with running. Hang on 1 second. I really should edit that out, but I need a bit of a swig of water there. Here's the other thing with running that really was a mindset shift as well with it. Like when you see, like I used to live near Phoenix Park, and I slog out my runs. Some runs are better, others. And it was always a battle to try and get out there going for my runs. And even now that I know how much it helps me get out of a slump, how much it helps me keep going, have a positive mindset, and everything has to come, all the benefits come with running. It's still going to be a struggle, because let's face it, we live in Ireland over here, and it's not going to be sunny every day you're going out. It's not going to be warm every day you go out. You're going to have to put on that rain jacket. You're going to have to, the woolly hat comes on during the winter months. Sometimes some months myself, it rains a lot, so you have to run through the rain and all the rest. And it's actually not bad when you're running the rain, but looking out that window, seeing a torrential rain, and trying to force yourself out there is very tough. But I still find it tough all the time. And I look at all these people doing all their runs and stuff, and I'd be like, how do they have the motivation, the will, the want to go out there and run? And here's the thing, I genuinely believe most of them don't. But it's like that, I read this Denzel Washington quote recently. It's like, without commitment you will never start, without consistency you will never finish. And now I realize people say that about me, because recently we had not that I'm Denzel Washington, but recently we had our own our 5k challenge in any given training day running group, and up until week 5, the Sunday week 5, I had a few drinks Saturday night. I didn't go out for my Sunday run. I was in a bad way, but up until then I hadn't missed a running day, and which is very rare for me. And there's some days where it's just absolutely lashing rain and stuff like that, but I still managed to get out there. And this isn't to say, anything big-headed about myself or anything like that. Like, I'd love to sit here and say, I got this wave of motivation because I was doing a challenge, and that was why I was able to get, full of energy, get out there, attack the roads, and it was always positive about it. But the truth is, many days were an absolute struggle to get out there, and I was just looking out going, and there was days where I was looking out the window going, nah, not today, I have to go out, not today. And it'd be 2 o'clock I was supposed to go out for a run, and it'd be probably 3:30, close to 5 o'clock, when I was like, right, it's going to get dark in 30-40 minutes. Either you get out now and get it done, or you don't get it done at all. And the only thing that got me through it was the routine to get out there. It wasn't a wave of motivation. It wasn't just this full of energy just hit me, like I had 3 shots of caffeine or whatever the hell got into me to get out there, or pre-workout or something. It was literally just the routine. I was just dead dog tired, sitting down, getting the massage going through the motions, getting the warm up in the glute bridges, the dead bugs, all the rest. Next thing I'm up on my feet, and I'm out there going for a run. I'm just going through that routine, that process, keeping up that consistency, getting out there over and over again. And I think that people find when they try to start this running journey, they're like, I don't have that wave of motivation other people do. It's like, people don't get it. This motivation is truly overrated. I know we all hashtag motivation, all this crack, but it truly is. It's routine and building consistency that'll get you there. Motivation has nothing to do with it, because the start of a challenge, yes, you will have motivation, but week 3, week 4, week 5 of a challenge, you won't have that. And it really does depend on what routines and what habits you've built up to get to that stage, on whether you're going to go through it. So the point is, motivation completely overrated. Just try to get the little wins. Those little wins for me were literally get out the door. Some runs I hit what I wanted to hit in terms of intervals. Some runs I didn't, but I knew at the end of the day it was still a win because I got out there. And that's just what I've been learning these past couple of weeks, is now having those goals and building up to get better. Because I know that long run now, which is somehow my favourite run of the week, where I just throw on an old album and some weeks I have the goal of getting a little bit faster on it. Some weeks, like I said, just come up the Garmin. I know the other runs are going to be the shorter runs. I can focus more goal orientated, and the long run is just easy pace. Get out there, enjoy it, let the mind wander, fix all the other problems and stuff life has. We all got problems. Try and fix as many you can in our head. Just let them all come to us, let them all go, and just enjoy that long run, and just embrace the journey. Just we got water. Apologies for that. So with running goals and challenges, before I would have just that one long goal, which was the marathon. At the end of the marathon, trying to hit under the 4 hours was always that goal. Everything was inconsequential if I didn't run that marathon at that time. So all the little goals and stuff, they didn't count. I didn't even look at little goals. It was just everything's just building up towards that one thing, which unless you're an elite athlete, I think it's a horrible mindset to have. You should have just little goals. Just embrace your journey. Like I look back now on my failures and the long runs, and not that I'm happy about them, but it's a part of my story now in terms of running where I am now. It's just kind of like just embrace it, just enjoy it. I know it's easier to say now than how I felt back then, but don't be worried about times, distances. If you hit the target, you hit it. If you don't, you don't. Like, it's the old saying, you're still lapping the person on the couch doing absolutely nothing. Just try and get out there and do it and see how you get on, and just, like I said, embrace that journey. Set little goals to go with that main goal, and that will help you get out there on days you don't want to feel like running. You're like, okay, got that little goal. Like for myself, maybe it's intervals. I want to try and hit 8 straight intervals under the 135 mark for 400 meters. Like that would have been a goal of mine. And then, I try and do that 1 week. I think a couple weeks ago I did it, and I got like week 3 or 4 of the challenge. I got 6 intervals in. The 7th one halfway through, I was just dead dog tired and fell into the ditch. The nearest ditch, I was gone. But then 2 weeks later, I hit it, and then meant nothing to no one else posting it. But to me, it was like little goal accomplished. That's pretty cool. That's working towards a big goal, but it was also something that I really wanted to hit at the same time. So just keep having those little goals towards the big goals, and combining it with runs where you just want to get out there and just run. And that's one of the reasons we set up Any Given Training Day. Is that's what we kind of went through last summer when we set up the running group. Was was just to get people out there to run, to have a bit of accountability in that group, to have a bit of community in that group, because originally Any Given Training Day was Any Given Run Day, was built towards the four lads going out, traveling and doing marathons together, and just, it was my way of just having more, having my friends closer, combining it with business, and just having fun along the way, because I was, it was a lot of hours by myself, and laptops to come up with plans, stuff, all the rest. Whereas that was combining different goals I had with getting to have adventures with friends and getting to travel more, because I hadn't really traveled much until the last couple of years. Of course, COVID took all that away, and everything just everything happens for a reason. I just rolled into Any Given Training Day, and through that, we just want to help other people get more active. And because we think a lot of running groups is just focused on that end result of, and not all of them of course, but just there can be that kind of elitist feel of, just time, just pushing too much. Obviously there is time to push, obviously time to pull back, but we want to have it so you're just, if you're not embracing the journey, if you're not enjoying it, enjoying going out for the runs, and there's sometimes you're going out for a run, you're like, oh my god, this is awful, and you push yourself through. I'm not saying that doesn't happen. That happens no matter what you're doing. No matter if it's your favourite sport in the world. There are days you just don't want to train. Just go out there, you train, just do it, you get it done. But overall, if you're not embracing the journey, then something's not for you. So what we're doing is, coming up this Monday on March 29th, we're setting up another running challenge. And what we're going to have 5k and 10k templates, depends where you're at. So some people did a 5k one the last 6 weeks. If you guys want to move on towards a 10k, fantastic. We'll have a 10k, couple of 10k running templates there for beginner, intermediate, and more advanced. And we'll also have them there for 5k in case the beginner 5k, you're like, you know what, I'm going to try and improve a 5k time. I'm going to work towards an intermediate schedule and see how I get on there. So we're going to have templates there. That's going to be in our running group. The link will be in the description. That is completely free. In that, we'll also have follow along sessions every Tuesday and Thursday for you guys. That I'll be coaching myself. Also free. I do those sessions along with my To be honest with you, the main reason I do those sessions is for my boot camp group, that complements their Monday and Wednesday strength trainings that we do. So I have Tuesdays and Thursdays more kind of cardio, and mixed up a little bit on a Thursday session as well. But if you're struggling with your motivation and you're listening to this, you're like, oh, Sean, that's great, but there's no way I can do that. There's no, like, I've tried it before. I keep falling off the wagon. The accountability's not there. The consistency's not there. I just can't develop those good habits. I get a wave of motivation. I go great for a week, and then all of a sudden it's gone. I don't know what's going on. I don't know how to combine my running goals with my home workout goals, what exercise I should be doing, shouldn't be doing, how much am I doing, too much, too little, burnout, and all the rest that comes with it. Get in touch with us. So I will have a link in the description for a form to get in touch, or you can just message us, either myself personally on Sean@coachshawnc.com, and subject line just put in something like 6-week challenge or running challenge. I know what it is. Or you can get us on Any Given Training Day, at Any Given Training Day on Instagram. Send us a DM, say you want to get involved in 6-week challenge starting on Monday, March 29th, but you're unsure how to get involved. We'll give you all the details, and then we'll show you how we can tailor a 6-week training plan just specifically for you and your running goals, as well as getting you involved in the Any Given Training Day fitness app for your own at-home workouts, your own mobility drills. And we'll also have mini programs in there to like overcome common running injuries such as lower back pain, shin splints, and my personal favorite, calves. So we'll have different mobility drills and stuff thrown in there, and different running warm-up techniques and stuff as well thrown in there for you guys, as well as the at-home workouts you can be doing. And you can just follow along the group as well, or follow along myself on Tuesdays and Thursdays for those follow along sessions as well. And you'll also have a coach checking in with you each and every week to make sure you're on track, keep up with accountability, see what's working, what's not working, bounce off that coach, and then be able to keep pushing forward from there. So you'll have that accountability as well. So if that does interest you, do give us a message, let us know. We are starting that one Monday, March 29th. And just one last thing on the running and goals of running, like in terms of that, for some people who are just going out there and just completing a full 5k, and that's great, fantastic. Like the goal of the challenge should be to become a better runner. It might be running your personal best, or like I said, just getting that first 5k done, maybe running without stopping. But like it's good to have that goal and have little smaller goals around, like I've been talking about, and to have that something to look forward to. And like I said, embrace the journey and enjoy running. And when I talked before about running and running challenges and all the rest, a lot of people do running for the sole purpose of losing weight. And that's cool. Running can obviously help towards losing weight. It's a completely different topic. We'll save that for another day. But yes, obviously it can help towards that. But the problem really arises that just with that goal, one, you're not really defining that goal, and two, let's say you hit it. Let's say you're running for that sole purpose of losing weight, and then one day, bang, you step in the scales and you've hit that weight. You're done. You've hit the target. You're finished. What happens then? Well, what usually happens is no more goals. You've nothing really to aim for. So you're pretty much finished with it. And therefore, you go back to the way you used to be, because you're so driven to hit that number of the scales. Once you hit it, you've nothing else driving you forward now. So eventually, the weight will start creeping back up. Next thing you know, you're back to where you were at the beginning, and you don't want to start the running journey again. It's like, man, I went through all that effort and a stupid amount of runs a week just to get to where I wanted to go, and then all of a sudden it all came back. You're not going to want to do that again. So with running, it's different. Like, by the targets we're going to set for you in the running challenge, based on what you want to achieve and your goals, by doing that, it's different, because once, let's say your goal is to hit the 5k run without stopping, once you do that, you're kind of like, Daddy, I did it, fantastic, and you're upbeat, you're full of energy. But now the goal is, what next? Like, if you're doing a weight loss goal and you hit the scale, it's like, what's next? And you've already hit the complete total on that. Otherwise, you're going to be underweight and all the rest that comes with from there. So, but running is kind of like, well, what's next? Maybe we're going to hit a 10k. Maybe we're going to hit a 5k PB. Maybe we're going to build towards my first half marathon. Maybe we're going to combine running with cycling and swimming and do a triathlon. Maybe I just want to do a duathlon. Like, there's so many different possibilities. Maybe I want to go hiking or some running challenge up this way or whatever it is. There's so many different ways you can go with it from there. But it all starts with it, like that Denzel Washington quote I said earlier. Without commitment, you'll never start, and without consistency, you'll never finish and never keep going. So, like, you have to commit, get started, build yourself up from there, and that's what we want to do here at Any Given Training Day. Of course, this is a Coach Sean medium here as well, and like, just to help you build those life-changing habits. Try and help you embrace the journey. It's not all just about this motivation wave that I keep talking about. Just help you embrace the journey, have more energy to go out there, do more outdoor activities, especially when we get into the summer. And it's looking like this summer the only kind of stuff we're going to do is outdoor activities. So just trying to embrace that, have more energy for it, and enjoy it. But it's all about balance. So like I said, if there was something there that sparked your interest in that challenge starting on Monday, do let me know. I know I went on a fair bit of long-winded rant on that one, so much so that I kind of got tongue twisted there at the end. But if you're kind of like, you know what, days are getting brighter, it is, you know, the evenings getting longer and all the rest that come with it. And with gyms not opening for a couple of months, with running clubs kind of can't really meet up anymore at the moment, and if you are lacking that accountability, let us help you out on that one. Send us a message. We'll help you get you on the right track. We're starting Monday, March 29th. Great to see you in that running group as well. I'm going to wrap it up here, guys. Thanks for listening. That's it for me. Take care. Now that wasn't a hard video to get through now, was it? I hope you guys got some value out of the video. If you did, please leave a thumbs up and subscribe to the Coach Sean channel, which is somewhere here. And hit that button, subscribe to the Coach Sean channel, leave a thumbs up. There should be a couple of other videos around here for you guys to check out. And that's all from me, from Coach Sean. Take care.